Okay, we just completed the home inspection for 627 Neptune Drive in Groveland, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to give you a brief summary of the home so you have a good understanding of what it's constructed of. I'll have your inspection report ready sometime today, and it will contain all the pertinent information, including a punch list at the last couple of pages, so that you have something to present to the builder for your walkthrough. I'm going to start with the roof. The roof is a hip style roof with two 9-foot gables, small gables at the front of the house. The roof covering is architectural fiberglass asphalt, and realistically a life expectancy on that material would be approximately 18 to 20 years overall in Central Florida. It looks to be in good condition with a couple of punch list items that you'll find in your summary. I found one dented attic vent up there above the dining room at the first level roof. This is something that we're going to recommend repair or replacement for. On the attic, I used a metal detector to figure out where your nail spacing was and how they attached the roof decking to the truss framing, and it looks like 8 penny nails at 6-inch spacing, which is what it should be. Everywhere I had physical access in the attic, it looked very good to me. Attic insulation looked very good to me. It's approximately R38, give or take. There's a few inches fluctuation, but that's about on average what it looks like. It looks to be consistent and evenly installed. Inside the attic, I just had one minor thing that we're going to recommend that the builder address. Some of the soffit vents are obstructed with insulation, which shouldn't be. There are baffles installed to prevent that from happening, but I think that when they install the insulation, they just blew a little too much in certain areas, which obstructed some of those vents. So we'll have that in your punch list item. Also in the attic, I looked at the AC ductwork, which looked to be in really good condition. Moving on to the air conditioning system, you have here a 4-ton carrier system, one zone up and down. Thermostat's located upstairs. I ran it in cool and heat, and it did fine in both settings. It looks to be installed correctly. I do have one punch list item that'll be in there, and that it appears to have a minor condensation leak right by the float switch, which is obvious when you open the air handler closet. You see a little water stain right underneath the float switch. I put my hand under there during the inspection, and it was wet, so we know that we have some kind of a small leaking issue that can be easily resolved, but it will be in your punch list items. Air conditioning units can last about 12 to 15 years overall. And yours appears to be one of the more recognizable brands in Carrier, which is a fairly decent product. Moving on to the plumbing system. You're on public water and public waste here. You have PVC main lines taking the water to the home, and then you have what's called polyethylene or PEX pipes, which is your distribution piping. This is a material that is fine. I know of no known problems with the material. This particular system has plastic fittings, which are approved and acceptable for use with that material. It looks to be in good condition, everywhere accessible, and I don't have any real problems there. I did have a couple of minor issues with a slow sink drain in the half bathroom, and in the guest bathroom, a little bit of a leak at the toilet tank supply, right where it meets the bottom of the toilet tank in the guest bathroom. These are easy to repair, but we wanted you to be aware that we saw them, so I shut the water supply off to that toilet, and I'll have this item in your punch list so that it can be addressed. So plumbing seems to check out overall pretty well. You have a 50-gallon electric water heater manufactured by State Select. State Select is a pretty common brand name. It's in good condition. It appears to be installed okay. The only thing that we listed with that is there's a temperature and pressure release valve extension pipe that's required to terminate no higher than 6 inches from the garage floor. In this instance, it's about 12 inches from the garage floor, which is unacceptable, and we'll have that in your repair list. Again, a minor repair, but it's something that's why I'm here, to make sure that we catch items that are visible to us and make sure that they're addressed for you. So that's pretty much it for the plumbing. One last thing on the plumbing was you had 75 PSI water pressure, which is right in the pocket. It's good. You should have no problem with water flow here in the house. Checking into the construction, downstairs, your concrete block masonry, second story is wood frame. Your wall covering is stucco. They've done a nice job here. It seems to be in good condition. The one thing I would recommend on this particular house, especially where you have a second-story roof where water falls during rains onto a first-level roof near a second-story wall, you'll want to install gutters at these areas, because often the velocity of the water can force water in through flashing areas, especially with buildings that have stucco wall covering, because sometimes there's cracks there, and those cracks are voids, and they will allow for water penetration in the right environment. So gutters being installed should be somewhat of a priority. Just a recommendation to you. You can check with the builder, see if they will offer that as an upgrade for you. There are companies in the area that you can hire that have good reputations that can install them for you. Garage doors right now, there were no openers installed, but I was told that there are going to be openers installed. So at this moment in time, I had only to operate the garage doors manually. They seem fine. They could use a little bit of an adjustment on the manual side, but if they're going to put the openers in, any adjustment that we would recommend would probably take place at that time. I would make sure I stayed on the builder for that, just to make sure you know the dates and everything of when that's going to be installed. Let's see, electrical system. You have Square D electrical equipment, which is a good brand name product. Both panel boxes, exterior and in the garage, are Square D. You have 200 amp service coming in, which is your electrical service rating that comes to the house, which is adequate. And I checked the main wiring, which is aluminum multi-strand wiring. It's 4-aught aluminum, which is exactly what it ought to be. The branch wiring is copper branch, and it seems to be in good condition. He did a nice job in the garage sub panel. It's nice and neat. I ran an infrared scanner at the exterior and interior panels to make sure that nothing was overheating while we were here. And even with the air conditioner running, the dishwasher running, everything seems to be within normal temperature range, which is good. No problems with the electrical system. I think overall, you have a pretty nice house that you're looking at. They have a punch list of cosmetic items. There's blue tape throughout the interior, so I know that the superintendent is on that part of it. If you have any questions, you can call me directly at 321-228-3848, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you should have. I'll have your report ready sometime today, and please use this small video in conjunction with your home inspection report. Thank you for your business and have a great day.